Hi everyone, in this video we'll follow the journey of the three main macronutrients, carbohydrates, proteins, and fats as they move through the digestive system. We'll see how each is broken down and absorbed into the body. So first we're going to start off with carbohydrates. So in the mouth, carbohydrate digestion starts. So as we chew, an enzyme called salivary amylase will begin breaking down starch into smaller sugar units, so like oligosaccharides and disaccharides, so such as maltose, sucrose, and lactose. So next, once it does flow through the esophagus and the stomach, that is where no chemical digestion of carbohydrates will occur because the acidic environment will inactivate the salivary amylase. But when it reaches the small intestine, the carbohydrates will, the pancreatic amylase will kick in. So it will continue breaking down the oligosaccharides into disaccharides. And then the brush border, as we know, are like the microvilli. So like the microvilli here. So for the microvilli there, the disaccharides will come in contact with the enzymes on the brush border of the intestinal microvilli. So like maltose, sucrose, and like lactose. So these enzymes will then break them down into monosaccharides, so as we know them as glucose, fructose, and galactose. Once that occurs, then absorption happens. So these aminosaccharides are absorbed into the blood vessels of the small intestine, and then they're then carried to the liver through the hepatic portal vein. So that is the complete process of carbohydrates. So now we're going to move on to proteins. So protein digestion begins in the stomach. So the enzyme pepsin will be activated by HCl, known as hydrochloric acid. It will then start breaking proteins into smaller chains of peptides. Once it reaches the small intestine, these peptides will then move into the small intestine where enzymes from the pancreas, so as we know them as trypsin, chymotrypsin, and carboxypeptides, will further break them down into even more small units, which we know them as dipeptides. So then once they're broken down, they will then reach the brush border, as we know as the microvilli. So then the enzymes like aminopeptides and dipeptides will complete the digestion process by breaking these down into individual amino acids, as we see here. Then, these amino acids are then absorbed into the blood vessels and transported to the liver through the hepatic portal vein, just like carbohydrates is. Finally, we have fats. Now, with lipids, as we know as fats, lipid digestion will then start in the mouth when the lingual lipase